Do you understand the English in textbooks, but can't understand what native English speakers are talking about? Do you want to get fluent in English faster and have better conversations? If you want to understand and speak real English, then our monthly Master English Conversation audio and video lessons are perfect for you. Forget the textbook and start learning real conversational English easily and automatically for less than $1 a day with Master English Conversation. To learn more, visit us at EnglishAnyone.com. Now sit back and enjoy your sample Master English Conversation Masterclass video lesson. Hello and welcome to this month's Master English Conversation Masterclass video lesson. Can you say that 10 times fast? Hello and welcome to this month's Master English Conversation Master English Club. Yeah, I can't say that either. Even a fluent speaker, we still make mistakes, and we have to practice just like all of you learning out there. Anyway, let's get started with the lesson. Now, in this month's conversation, Alec and I were talking about Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster and the pyramids and many other really fascinating or very interesting or intriguing places and things. Now, many people think they've seen something or maybe seen a blurry or kind of fuzzy photograph of some of these things. Some of them may be real, like the pyramids, and some of them may be not real or hoaxes or fakes, like the Loch Ness Monster maybe, or Bigfoot. We don't know for sure, but we're interested, and that's why we were talking about that. Even if you aren't interested in learning about things like vampires or mummies, or you don't believe in something like aliens or the Loch Ness Monster or anything else like that, it's important to study and learn these kinds of stories because this is English. Just like every other language, English is a collection of ideas, and the larger the idea you can learn or remember, the better your English fluency will become. If you remember back when you first started learning English, you began by learning individual words. Cat, bird, dog, tree, and learning language wasn't so interesting because all you could remember are individual words and you can't figure out how to connect them. But as your English fluency got a little bit better, you started to try and remember phrases. Now these are things that are quite easy to remember, and this is where little children who learn English get their English from. Most children, if you listen, they are basically just copying ideas that they get from other people. They aren't really coming up with their own ideas. Maybe sometime they are, but more often than not, they're learning ideas from movies and other things like that. So when I was young and I watched the movie Predator, I'm hearing all of these great phrases that I started to remember.
What's the matter? CIA got you pushing too many pencils. Stick around. Get to the chopper! He didn't kill you because you weren't armed.
Now these are classic phrases by Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Predator. And if you've never seen Predator and you saw me on the street saying these things, you might think I was a little bit crazy. But this is how we learn the language. Because little kids are interested in these ideas, that's where we decide, oh, that's something I want to remember. Phrases, these collections of words from movies and TV and other things that we hear, these are kind of the smallest thing that you can learn, the smallest chunk. The biggest thing you can learn, if you remember from your own culture or your own history, these are the legends about great heroes in history, or the idea about the creation myth, or where your country or your people or your language came from. So between these kind of movie phrases and these larger ideas, like the creation myths, are the things that we want you to focus on, which are the kind of medium ideas. Now, we gave you an example of one of these medium ideas in the conversation that Alec and I were having. In that, we gave an example of a man who went to Burger King and maybe took a picture of Bigfoot. Maybe it was real, maybe it wasn't. The picture is inconclusive. We don't know. But this idea of someone doing something and maybe it was real or maybe it wasn't, this is called an urban legend. Now, just like a regular legend, this one takes place in a city or a town. That's why we call it an urban legend, as opposed to a rural or country legend. Now, these kinds of stories are the ones we want you to focus on. They're larger than these individual phrases, maybe 5 or 6 words, and smaller than these really big ideas. And if you can focus on learning some of these phrases, you'll be a lot better at understanding what people are talking about. Because people love to pass on these ideas about, did you hear this? Or did you see that? And these are all examples that come usually from gossip or hearsay or urban legends. There are all kinds of urban legends about food or people or animals or strange things that happened to someone who knew somebody else. But these are the things that we pass around. It's interesting information, and these are the ideas that help build our culture. I'll give you one example now. Listen and see if you can pass on the urban legend to somebody else. I don't know if it's true or not, but it doesn't make the story less interesting. Listen carefully. On a dark night, a girl is sitting in the back of her boyfriend's car, making out with her boyfriend. They are listening to some romantic music and having a nice time. When all of a sudden the music stops, an emergency broadcast from the news comes on the radio. Alert! Be careful! A murderer has just escaped from a local prison, not that far from where the car was parked. And the girl became very scared. Now the boyfriend was still quite interested in, a little, but the girl was frightened. Oh no, what are we going to do? He could be around this car right now. But the boyfriend said, oh no, it's okay, don't worry, he's probably somewhere else right now. And all of a sudden they hear a little on the side of the door. And the girl says, what was that? It was just the leaves. It was just no, it's no big deal, the boyfriend said. Now they keep listening to the news broadcast. And on the news, on the radio, they say, the man has a tattoo on his neck, and he has a hook for an arm. A hook for an arm. Oh no. Now the girl is really, really frightened. And she says, come on, let's go. So they climb over the seat. And she tells the boyfriend, go, go, go. And they drive as fast as they can. And they go back to the girl's house. And they're safe, and nothing had happened to the girl. And they never saw the escaped convict, the murderer. But then the boyfriend gets out, and he opens his door, and he walks around to unlock the door for his girlfriend, as was the way in the past, the gentlemanly thing to do. You would open the door for your girlfriend, and he sees a hook stuck in the car door. Now maybe this was a true story, maybe it wasn't. What urban legends do you know? Well, we've come to the end of our video, so I want to introduce this month's special mission homework assignment to help you get fluent in English faster. First, I want you to do some research. Visit Snopes.com. This site is all about urban legends. It's the Urban Legends reference pages. I want you to go there and read some of the various urban legends about food or animals or unexplained events, and find a short story or just an idea that you like. Once you find this idea, I want you to practice it. You don't have to remember the whole thing, just understand the idea. Even the story I just told, I heard it maybe a little bit differently from somebody else. These urban legends, they change over time, just like regular people. Maybe I have the same genes from my mom and my dad, but I don't look like either of them exactly. So it's your job to come up with your own story and begin practicing that by telling, hey, I heard this really interesting story to people that you know. If you live in a country or in an area where you can speak English with other native speakers, then practice the urban legends or the stories that you learn on them. You can also ask them what they think or if they have any urban legends of their own. You'll learn a lot of interesting stories this way and learn new things that you can tell other people and practice with. If you don't live in an area where there are other native English speakers that you can discuss with and learn from, go online. You can easily mail us, or you can post on Facebook, post on our Facebook account and tell us about an urban legend you found. Or if you have other friends that you talk with on Skype or IM, Instant Messenger, anything like that. But there are always ways to practice. It just depends on how badly you want to get fluent in English. If you really want to get fluent, you absolutely can. We believe you can, and we know you can. Now, go out, enjoy the rest of your day, go find some really cool urban legends, and begin getting fluent in English faster. We'll see you next month with a new topic and a new lesson video. Bye-bye. To learn more about our monthly Master English Conversation audio and video lessons, and to get fluent in English faster with our free newsletter and email video course for students, visit us at EnglishAnyone.com.